And now, the people we asked to protest to prevent Nnamdi Kanu from going to jail are all rushing to Sokoto. I want his family members to give me the right to admit people to see him, so that I can be screening them. And I'll tell you the day the judge who sentenced him is going to go to Sokoto. He's going to go beg like Fela was begged in Burma prison for doing what is wrong, if he has not done that already. But if he wants to go, tell him to contact me. I will arrange a safe passage to Sokoto. This was the worst thing they could have done to them. When they were taking him to Sokoto, they thought they would ridicule him. He would be, when they got to Sokoto, he has turned Sokoto to another Mecca.
Yes, pilgrimage.
That's what we predicted. You know, they don't have sense because they don't have people who can reason in government. And now, look at where we are. You jail Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is already a celebrity in prison. They said he has already become the president of the prison, but I doubt that is what Nnamdi Kanu wanted. But it must have been conferred on him just by respect, you know. So very soon, you will see that they will, on their own, reverse the most fundamental mistake they ever made regarding Nnamdi Kanu. You can quote me on that. Yeah.
The gist we are talking about today is moving fast across the country, and many people are paying attention. It is the claim that Justice James Omotosho, the judge who handled the case involving Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will one day go to where Kanu is held and apologize, and that this apology will even involve the name of former President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This claim did not appear quietly. It came from the words of activist and publisher Sowore, and since that moment, online spaces have not rested at all. Before we go deeper, please remember to like this video and subscribe so you will not miss any breaking gist. Now, what makes this matter strong is not just the claim itself, but the timing. The whole issue of Nnamdi Kanu's case has been one of the most watched topics in this country. Every little update becomes a national discussion. Every court movement turns into headlines. So when someone like Sowore, who is known to speak boldly, comes out to say a judge will apologize and confess, people react immediately. Please like this video and subscribe as we go deeper into the story. When we look at the topic carefully, the question that many people ask is this: why would a judge apologize to a man he sentenced? Judges usually speak through their written judgments, not personal apologies. Judges correct their decisions through appeals, not private visits. That is the normal way the law works. But Sowore's point was not made in court. It was made publicly, in the heat of political discussion. He was speaking as a critic, trying to say that one day the truth will come out and those involved will feel regret. This is why his statement is shaking many tables. If you are still with me, please like this video and subscribe for more updates. The moment he mentioned Tinubu's name, the conversation turned even hotter.
The judge is still going to go there, visit and apologize and confess. It happened to Fela. The judge who sentenced him, when Fela was sentenced to was sent to Maiduguri, Burma prison. The judge drove there from Lagos to wherever he was. You know, the judge is still going to, Tinubu will still visit Nnamdi Kanu in prison.
What was going through your mind or your reaction when Justice James Omotosho was reading that life imprisonment judgment on November 20th?
Nothing. You know why? Because as of November 5, I had explained in a long tweet on my page and on my Facebook, on my social media handles, exactly what was going to happen on November 20th. Two things were going to happen in November. They were actually supposed to have jailed Nnamdi Kanu on November 10th. But they realized at the last minute that it was Kensaruwa's same day that they killed Kensaruwa. Second, the sentence was supposed to be a death sentence. But because they could not get, the support they needed to carry it out, they decided to make it life. I'm not sure as of the time he went for a break to come and read the judgment, was still, what he had in his hand was the judgment for death sentence. If you see the passion with which he was reading the allegations against Nnamdi Kanu, one, the laborious and tedious way it was going on, he didn't write the judgment. You could tell. You could tell from his demeanor and his action that this was too much. A lot of mistakes. He could have mentioned his name and said everything properly. And secondly, when he went back, they had to have another meeting with him. He said, look, I don't think we can carry out the death sentence. And that was why they settled for life. And then they imprisoned, they settled for life and took him to Sokoto the next day. The fastest transfer of a prisoner. And it was to send a message to the people on whose behalf he was sentenced to life. Because nobody should deceive you.
Some people began to link the matter to politics, while others said it was just an emotional statement made out of frustration. What we must understand is that the political atmosphere in Nigeria is always sensitive. Anytime someone links a high-profile legal case to a former president or current leader, it becomes a big talking point. But even with all the tension, we must remain calm and focus on facts. And as we continue, please remember to like this video and subscribe for more clear, calm breakdowns. Let us look at the bigger picture. The case of Nnamdi Kanu has always been emotional for many Nigerians. Supporters see him as someone fighting for justice, while critics see him as someone who must face the law. Because of this divide, every comment made around him spreads widely. Sowore's statement is another example of how people use the case to highlight bigger issues about justice, fairness, and government actions. While we talk about this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Now, imagine the situation: a judge visiting a prisoner to apologize. That image alone is dramatic. It captures attention. It creates emotional reaction. But is it something that happens normally? Not really. Courts have rules. Judges are expected to maintain distance, so the idea of a personal apology in a prison is more symbolic than practical. It is a way of saying that the judgment is questionable, not that the judge will actually go and meet the prisoner privately. But even if it is symbolic, it still shakes the conversation. And please, like this video and subscribe so this channel can grow. For many Nigerians who follow political discussions, Sowore's words feel like a warning shot, not just to the judge, but to every political actor who took part in the national decisions of that period. It is a way of saying, history will judge you. That kind of message is powerful, and that is why the statement is trending. As we go on, please like this video and subscribe for more balanced explanations. Some supporters of Kanu believe strongly that one day the whole case will be revisited. They talk about appeals. They talk about international attention. They talk about shifting political climate. Others believe nothing dramatic will change. They say the law has taken its course and the matter should rest. You can already see how Sowore's comment pours fuel on both sides of the discussion. If you are getting value from this gist, please like this video and subscribe. The online reactions have been loud. Some people support Sowore's statement with full energy, saying the judge should reflect deeply on his decision. Others criticize the comment and say it is too strong, too emotional, or unnecessary. But that is what happens when a nation has a sensitive case. Every voice becomes part of the noise. And please like this video and subscribe if you want this kind of calm gist.
Offense has nothing to do with what they read as his charges. Some of those charges are dead. Some of them, no longer, I mean, some of the laws on that which do not exist, like the treason charge. You can't charge somebody for treason after 3 years of committing the offense. So they charge him almost 4 or 5 years after he committed the offense. Some of the charges restated had already been struck out. So it was just what they call trial and error. His offense is that he was asking for the breakup of the real estate called Nigeria. And the owners of Nigeria decided that, oh, you don't do that. That's what is that offense the Christians talk about that is unforgivable in the it's an offense against the Holy Spirit. You know, and this is an offense against the holy oil in Nigeria. That was the reason why Cancer was when you touch that area, they don't waste time, the owners of Nigeria. Then you've touched their economic life enough. They'll kill you, immediately.
Have you been able to visit him in Sokoto?
I haven't, but I've had people who have visited that have been in touch. I've been in touch with him in general, but I've not visited Sokoto yet. But you see what I was telling you when I was planning the protest for Nnamdi Kanu, which I believe also might have led, which I believe was the reason they didn't pronounce the penalty, because that was a lot of attention, and that was why they upset with me and sent me to Kuje prison for this, over that. When we were planning all that, I was calling on all these Eastern governments to speak out. Now they realized that it's even more burden on them than Nnamdi Kanu sentenced to death. That's why OT had to fly to Sokoto, maybe on a private jet, to go and visit Nnamdi Kanu. So, you know, the judge is still going to go there and visit and apologize and confess. It happened to fella.
Every day. Right now, the most important thing to note is that Sowore's statement is not an official legal event. It is not a court update. It is not a government announcement. It is a personal expression made publicly by a political activist. This is why it should be viewed as commentary, not evidence. But commentary can still be powerful. Commentary can still move public opinion. Commentary can still shape conversation. And as we continue, please like this video and subscribe. Let us also look at why the statement traveled so fast. Nigerians enjoy gist that touches politics, law, and power. 3 strong elements in one story make the gist spread quickly. And Sowore knows how to say things in a way that will catch attention. In this situation, the mixture of a judge, a high-profile prisoner, and a former president is enough to keep people talking for days. Please like this video and subscribe. Another reason the matter is strong is because it raises questions many Nigerians have been asking for years. Is the justice system fair? Do politics influence court decisions? Can a case be reviewed later? These are not new questions, but they are questions that remain sensitive. And anytime someone brings them back into the spotlight, people gather. Please remember to like this video and subscribe as we break this down. Now, let's talk about the possibility of any confession involving political leaders. Again, that is not something one can simply assume. Confessions, if they happen, usually come from official investigations or legal processes. Not from gossip, not from predictions, not from emotional speeches. So when Sowore said the apology will include Tinubu, it is a political point, not an established fact. But political points are powerful tools, and they can reshape public conversation. If you agree, please like this video and subscribe. As we move along, the key thing to keep in mind is that the case is not fully closed in terms of public conversation. Many people still expect more updates, more appeals, and more legal discussion. And when a case remains open in the minds of the people, any strong statement can become a big headline. That is exactly what happened here. And please like this video and subscribe to support the channel. If we look at how social media works, we also see the speed at which this kind of statement spreads. When someone like Sowore speaks, people repost immediately. Some add their own opinion. Some cut the video into smaller clips. Some add dramatic titles. And before you know it, thousands of people have seen it. That is how the gist became so loud. And please like this video and subscribe as you enjoy this breakdown. There is also the emotional side. When a story involves freedom, justice, and national identity, people react with their hearts, not just their minds. That is why conversations like this can be intense. Some speak with anger, some speak with hope, some speak with fear, some speak with excitement, and all these emotions mix together in the public space. If you're loving the gist, please like this video and subscribe now. One thing we must always do is separate emotion from fact. Emotion can make us react quickly, but fact helps us understand clearly. The fact here is that Sowore's comment is his personal prediction. It is not a legal notice. It is not a confirmed plan. It is a public viewpoint that reflects how he sees the case and the political environment. Please like this video and subscribe as we move to the next part of the gist. Many viewers also asked, can a judge really reverse himself? And the answer is simple. Judges do not reverse themselves personally. The appellate court is the body that reviews and can overturn a judgment. So if anything changes in the future, it will happen through appeal or another official legal process, not through personal apology. So the idea is more symbolic than procedural. And please like this video and subscribe.
The judge who sentenced him, when Fela was there, was sent to Maiduguri, Palmer Prison. The judge drove there from Lagos to go and apologize, wherever he was. The judge is still going to, Tinubu will still visit Nnamdi Kanu in prison. But we told them this was unnecessary. They could have said themselves embarrassment on November 20 by just discharging him of just releasing him unconditionally. Because you could tell, how do you accuse somebody of killing Gulak when you have him in TSS custody? How did he do it? No evidence. The only evidence they have is a radio transmitter and microphone. I was looking for an evidence of, he went to buy a ship of weapons and sent to Nigeria. No, not even a bullet. Just exercise book where he wrote his thoughts, and where a radio transmitter they claim he concealed and put to Nigeria, and the microphone. Yes, sir.
Why do you think his release is important to Nigeria?
Because Nigeria entered voluntarily into a disease in 1963. And to exit from it and heal itself, he must address the outcome of the Civil War. All of this thing you're saying is the outcome of the 1970 Civil War. And it's part of the reason why you say I'm active on this matter is not political. I didn't fight that in that war when I was active, and I don't want to participate in fighting when it is cold. They're still waging a cold war against the Igbo man in Nigeria. I know it. I don't need to go to school to know that. I don't need to have a PhD in philosophy to know that Nigeria has an Igbo problem. But it would be hypocritical on my side to fight and speak on behalf of Palestinians when Israel is shelling them, and forget to fight on behalf of our local Palestinians in the southeast where Nigerian government is shelling them. That would be hypocrisy on my part.
How do you respond to claims that activism is funded by some quarters to create a false sense of opposition?
I'm very happy that people can have opinions about me that they can put out there. That makes them feel good. But if you want to do an activism that is creating a false sense of opposition, go and put your younger brother out there and shoot him. and you finish burying him and continue your activism. Be expelled from the university twice. Let your nose be broken. Let your mother have stroke because they detain you for a long period of time. Let your passport be seized and you can see your children for 5 years and you have your wife. You shot at, let them go after you everywhere you go. So, and then we can all come to a place where we say, oh, we have created another activist who created a first sense of opposition. I'm not trying to be an opposition. See, what people should differentiate between activism, as you call it, and opposition is. Opposition is cyclical in Nigeria. People only oppose the government when they're out of government, when they don't have something to eat. They oppose the government. I don't belong in that category. And then what happens to activists all over the world is that the narrative is framed to scandalize you, right? And some people will believe it. So when you get to the point as an activist that matter, you don't even respond to that because then you get distracted responding to what they call hubris. At the end, the person who says, "Oh, you want to create real opposition so that the ones that are forced can pack and go home." So, but I understand that the person respects rights for people to have freedom of opinion, and I cannot tell you that anybody who says that has no right to say what he wants to say. Everybody should have the right to say that. That's the kind of country I'm fighting for, where you have the right to say what you want to say, and you are still free after you have said that.
Let's talk about revolution now.
Yes.
What exactly are you calling Nigerians to revolt against?
If there's anybody who's asking that question about this time, I have nothing to tell them. If Nigerians should be revolting against everything, I hate to say that, but I can't fail to tell you that every country that I've been to outside of Nigeria, and I've been to 31 countries beside Nigeria, and the question I ask myself is, what is wrong with us? And the question, the citizens of most countries that I've been to, the moment you introduce yourself to them, that you're a Nigerian, they ask you two questions. One of it is that, where's that footballer? They always have a favorite footballer. JJ Okocha is the most popular that I come across. And the second thing is, why are you guys not revolting against your leaders? You have such a great country, but you have foolish leaders, you have crazy leaders. I'm telling you what outsiders tell me. They tell me in South Africa, you go to Ghana, they'll tell you. In fact, some of the reasons why Nigerians are hated abroad, apart from those who are accused of being too nice to their women and their women fall in love with them, because they say Nigerian men are very good in taking care of women. So there's that animosity I'm talking. But the second reason most Africans hate Nigerians is that they love Nigeria to the point that they can't understand why Nigeria is not a great place. Yes. Because they love your football, they love your culture, they live off of your music, their life is dependent on your movies, their spirituality is controlled by your clerics, right? And then they will have to wake up and hear that you don't have water, running water. You don't have electricity. They can't travel to your country to mass. I don't know how many Africans, I'm not saying Europe, I don't know how many Africans that said, I wish I can go to Nigeria. There's so much about Nigeria. How's it? But they'll tell you, but they said, you can't go there. They'll kidnap you. So Nigeria, if you have a child born abroad, you can ask anybody in diaspora. The only way to get your child to behave properly is to say, I'm taking you to Nigeria. I said, that's the place, what do you want me to do? I don't want to go to Nigeria. I'll do it. Which other country do you use to threaten your children like that? Your children offend you, like, I'm taking you to Nigeria. I said, no, please, daddy. Please. I don't want to go to Nigeria. And they've never been before. It's just based on what they've heard from their classmates. But good news is that there's something that is not related to government that keeps them going. My son plays soccer and he's focused on Osimhen. He's like, daddy, do you see what Osimhen plays? I don't watch soccer that much. But you can't talk to my son about politics. He doesn't want to hear it because that's the traumatic part of Nigeria that affects him directly. His father is constantly hounded for going, being a citizen of Nigeria. He's aware, but he has found a way to please himself with something Nigerian, which is soccer. Some have adopted Nigerian skit makers, they've adopted movie makers, musicians. People talk about all these young, great musicians. They have fans all over the world. They're doing well. Nigeria has almost replaced the entire musical genre around the world. Afrobeat, or whatever Afro they call it. It's popular everywhere, even in the Nordic region. You go to Norway, you go to Nigeria, Sweden, the concert is filled up. It doesn't matter if it's Burna Boy or Flavor or Davido or Wizkid. But who wants to come to Nigeria to do a concert? Probably not many.